ecoCAD for Kids is the name of our project, and this is our house of the future. Our EcoStem house is made from laser-cut acrylic plastic. For power, it features two kinds of solar panels, two flexible panels on the house roof, and two rigid crystalline panels on the carport roof. Then there's a set of rechargeable batteries that store the solar power. Inside under the ceiling are two sets of LED lights and two ceiling fans. Everything is connected to the control panel where they can be switched on and off to simulate a real house. The control panel measures the voltage, current, and power and sends this through the computer through the USB cable where the energy monitoring software plots it in real time. In the carport is our SuperCap electric car. It uses a supercapacitor instead of a battery, so it charges up really fast from the house solar panels or the batteries. Then there's our Eco Wind turbine. It adds wind power to the mix of non-polluting energy. With its exposed coils and magnets, it teaches kids about magnetic induction. Every high school physics class teaches magnetic induction, and our Eco Wind turbine is a great way to demo and understand it. So there you are. That's our house of the future. Hi, I'm John Gavlik. I'm the electronic design engineer for this project and part owner of ecoCAD Design Group. We designed the EcoStem House of the Future as a set of kits. None of this comes pre-assembled. Everything back here comes as a kit. And they come as a kit for a good reason. We want kids to be able to build them, not just buy something all put together. Plus, we want kids to be able to redesign our kits and put their own mark on them. Here's the problem. Kids aren't building things anymore. Somewhere between my generation and now, kids lost the incentive to make things. Kids today use things that someone else has built, like video games, cell phones, iPads, computer programs, and so forth. As a result, we've become a country of users instead of creators. And creativity is the freewheeling part of the design process where ideas flow freely. But when a design is done and ready to be built, it takes careful attention to detail to make it happen. So following directions is really a skill, which is one thing kids learn with our kits. Then we add CAD, something that allows kids to modify our designs and come up with something that they created on their own. Now we get to the fun part, actually having kids make something that doesn't come pre-assembled in a box, even our stuff, and something that needs thought and care to put together and make work. And this is where kids will excel, because all of us have this latent, creative streak in us. It just takes the right combination of circumstances and tools to release it. That's what we've designed into the House of the Future project. Think of it as tools for creativity. But more than that, it's tools that will actually help kids build skills for the future, like for a job or a career. Then there's our experiments, where kids can apply the math and science they're learning in class to a real project. It's hard to learn tough subjects like math and science without a project to relate to. As a kid, I learned a lot of math and science from my dad on ham radio. My dad got me into ham radio, and we used to build shortwave transmitters and antennas all the time. I had to figure out cable lengths for the frequencies and we were transmitting and receiving on. And then there were all the complex things like the components that went into building the transmitters and receivers, plus all the other math and science that was needed to pass the ham license test. Pretty high-tech then, but kind of low-tech in today's world. But the fundamentals are all the same. There are experiments. Kids can learn the basics of electricity like Ohm's law and the power equation. And if they're having trouble with higher math like algebra, the experiments are one way to help them apply real things to these abstract concepts. So not only do we have the kits for them to build, we also give them the experiments to show them how solar panels, wind turbines, and electric cars work. Things that relate to the math and science they're studying. Now to get this project going, we need at least 100 kits into the hands of kids, mostly through schools where there are teachers who can guide them in what they're building and learning. But we don't want to exclude homeschoolers or independent learners either. Plus, a lot of schools already have CAD stations, laser cutters, and 3D printers to make the custom parts. And teachers are around to monitor what the kids are doing with them. So this makes a perfect in-class or after-school project. And it can be the link that makes learning math and science easier and more relevant. And one more thing. The house of the future is not an idea or a prototype. It's in production. Limited production, but production nonetheless. Right now we use 3 contract manufacturers to cut the plastic, assemble the PC boards, and kit the parts. But having the chance to produce 100 kits or more at one time will be the tipping point to getting us into our own manufacturing facility. Then things can really take off from there, and we can begin to supply schools and kids all over the world with our House of the Future kits. So there you have it. If we can get at least 100 kits funded and into schools and homeschoolers, the project will be a success. And more importantly, our kids will be the real beneficiaries. Yes, you'll get your reward posted on the right, but your real reward will be in having some kids somewhere get excited about learning and making something of value, and something that can lead to helping with schoolwork and a future job. As we say in our story below, we want to make makers out of our kids again and bring back the excitement that goes with designing and building something yourself. There's nothing like it, and it stays with you for a lifetime. Read our story to see what else can happen as a result of making this project a success. In the meantime, thanks for your attention and your support.